No Juker Nova for now, but he did play a pretty mean Adam Warlock, and I think SHROUD-X knew they were going to go up against a res comp. Funny enough, history finds a way to repeat itself. Nemesis played the res comp against them in the first dom, and they had to elim them twice. Again, they get that free revive, Adam, Mantis, and Star-Lord, and so it's kind of the same story they saw up in the upper bracket.
Luckily for them, though, they have gotten a good amount of practice.
Observers and spectators, just a shout out to them. Great job behind the scenes as we start things off. Hydron on that Strange. He's excited. He's bringing the fight to them with that triple res comp. Here comes the action.
Oh, opening things before letting everyone jump through, before looking behind them here. Just trying to find an angle. Vision, being that MVP player that we keep highlighting here, just keeps putting in the pressure here for SHROUD-X.
We're seeing right here, Vision's getting those picks, but then they revive, and then Juker did get the elimination to trade. Doom, though, is going to take out Juker. Juker revives, but it's SHROUD-X doing what they did last time against Nemesis on Dom. They're able to get multiple elimination after elimination. The point is almost nightmares, but here comes the Agamotto from Hydron, and he's able to kind of change it up a bit, but Doom finishes off Sleep.
Agamotto is crazy. Awful that there too. They immediately try to retake the point.
And we've got the support to follow. This is about to be a lot of ult save Vic for the team fight.
Get ready here. They start off with the prison and the psionic seduction right afterwards, but with nothing to help them out here. Juker's trying to hide in the corner with the res. It's found 3. They're half health here too, but they try to look for the re-engage. Hydron backing away just a little bit. This gives more time to SHROUD-X just to keep their feet here on the point, but now they have to worry about the legendary.
Yeah, good res there, keeping everybody alive. Dongmin trying to play a little bit defense there from the legendary to counter that completely. And just like that, Dongmin is doing a great job getting rid of the
wall. So then you can get just a little bit mad here. Fidel does have that invisible boundary, taking in a lot of damage here. It's going to start things off with Micah. Is going to be able to use that Eternal Bond.
Look for the Agamotto. Hydron's about to have it yet again. It's online, ready to go. The pressure's on. The Terror Cape is out, and here it goes. They got the block and the 5-piece. Here's Hydron popping off once again.
Oh, and then the follow-up right afterwards there, too. Doom then looks at the rest of his team wondering, where did everyone go? Well, you can ask Hydron that.
Down below for SHROUD-X, 55%, 67%. This is anybody's map, Vicky.
Now trying to retake here, having that Strangling Prison available, looking at Impunity as he opens up with that, finds 2 immediately in it, and then the Wombo Column from Vision to immediately activate that Judgment. Does find Hydron. The problem here, as Nightmare forced it back away, losing out on Juker. This is going to be SHROUD-X just retaking this point for now.
Yeah, they did a good job staying alive, though, through that final Judgment. But the portal coming right away from Hydron. He wants more of this heat, this action. He's halfway to the Agamotto, just in case you're checking. We should have an Agamotto lower thirds, keeping track of that at all times as they jump into the point for the next match.
Oh, and they're ready to also jump Nook and Fidel here. Vision's the next one to fall like a pair of dominoes. Nightmare now just slowly move forward, and they look like they're just splitting the attention from Shroud and also just trying to force them to reposition and isolate them.
I mean, that was a perfect example. Sleep got eliminated, rezzed, and then...
Wait for it, taking away. Got less than 9 seconds now, and Nightmare's got everything in the bank for them. The Psionic Seduction is the first, though. Forced out here. SHROUD-X, though, just holding these different corners, and now Nook using the Eternal Bond as Nightmare trying to answer back with the Agamotto. Sleepy then follows up. Micah finds that pick onto Dogman here. Nightmare having the body advantage.
Great Agamotto, but Nook did keep the team alive there with the Eternal Bomb, but each team trading, and Hydra picking up where he left off. I mean, you heard of Doctor Strange. This is Doctor straight up diff. Incredible job. Nightmare takes the first point.
Dude, that's Sleepy, by the way.
Lights out. Micah again with that MVP, getting 17,000 healing. Map 1. If you're SHROUD-X here, I think you played well. You have to play perfect, Vicky, against Rez. It's just such a tough matchup.
Boundary, though, maybe the key in just trying to retake this point first. Very crazy to see how Hydra was able to reset. C4 will be able to come right back with the res comp. Impunity putting in onslaught of damage here. And Dogman also does have that meteor ready to go, just looking to see where Nightmare is going to do here.
Yeah, C4 already used his ult, so he doesn't have to save it for the defense if he doesn't want to. 29% now for C4, so they don't have to have it. Impunity, though, with that entanglement. There's the board again for Juker. Do they have eyes on him? Dogman going down, though, to Emma. That's going to be a crucial wipe.
Oh, but off that res there, too. Sleeping just comes right back as well. Even with Impunity, though, putting in all this damage. Doom to follow up. It took everything from SHROUD-X just to put in the damage before they were able to come right back together. But the Psionic Seduction still allows them to keep contesting on this point versus Shroud.
Insane ultimate from Impunity there, getting everybody together and Doom to finish them off. Great job, but it just did not hinder it. The point hasn't even been capped yet, as we're just having both teams fight relentlessly here on the point. SHROUD-X trying to take it now. We've got the portal out for C4th, and there it is. Impunity, though, finishing it off and trying to get this point for themselves. They are going to
also looking on the other side. Vision having that Goddess of Death to see Hydron here, who's got the Eye of Agamotto, looking to try to get into position now as Doom activates the Omega Hurricane. Legendary now comes in to just retaliate. Aurora's going to be able to find Impunity. It's a trade-off off of Sleepy, though, who will go down without taking advantage of the Solar Surgeon that could have come up that fight.
Ooh, it's a trade of strategists. If you're a strategist, man, you're feeling bad for these people out here. Both strategists going down, but guess what, Vicky? One has the res. They can revive from the eye. Will he right here to open up the fight? C4th almost going down to initiate things.
Well, you can tell from a mile away when the Doctor Strange is hungry for it. They usually come from the skies, but backing away, though, realizing not the situation for it, at least just yet. C4th, he comes back again and again. It's a zombie comp, I like to see it. And now with the Cloak and Dagger Eternal Bond, the Magneto ult, the Eye of Agamotto. Yes, you found Sleepy. Hydron, though, doesn't get the impact justice. It comes right back off the res. Here comes the ult and Vision to follow up with the final hit onto Aurora again.
Yeah, he's been 3 for 3 on Agamotto so far. Finally, one does not get the full connection that they wanted there. Great job from Nuck, trying to keep everybody alive.
84, 85% and counting, and Impunity is the first one to make the move with these Groot walls.
Here comes Legendary. They're doing it again at the same time. We just saw this Omega Hurricane into Legendary. Takes out Vision first. That's the key DPS who didn't get to use. Oh my goodness, this could be the bit of the map here if he's able to get another Elim. Hydron capitalizing on Doom. Both duelists out of the fight. No res is to be had for them, and they're going to clean up the strategist. Just trying to stay alive, Vicky. Just trying to stay alive in that cloak bubble.
And with the overtime ticking away, though, trying to stay alive, maybe through the Eye of Agamotto, while Hydron has a good amount of fun to take that round.
Surprise! It's the Eye, and Hydron just really picked up. Triple res, just too tough to work with.
It's hard, and I also feel like Nightmare and the changes that they've made, that I love that you keep highlighting, is the perfect example of how good Marvel Rivals is when it comes to not having roll-locks and
with a number of duelists, but Hela is what I expect here.
Yeah, but they still allow the torch to come out on this map. All right, get settled, get the fire blanket out or so, because Juker is about to do some Juker things.
Yeah, and that was probably the big decision for them. You know, what are they going to do here? They're going to get the Cloak and Dagger ban. A lot of respect shown there, because that could have been potentially, I guess, the Torch ban. But, you know, they know what they're going to do.
The fact that you can just get to that slight high ground thanks to that portal there, too, just allows you to reposition nicely. But then looking around, a nice little sandwich here followed up between Vision and Doomed. C4th is the first to go out from Nightmare.
Yeah, that sidelock pick on an Ultron is massive there. Insanely good job from there. And Juker, though, doing what he does best, getting rid of Doomed in return. We do have the Invisible Boundary coming up with the Gruul. Impunity, can they get the finish? And Vision and Dogman do just that.
And through the Invisible Boundary, the just amount of damage coming out together. SHROUD-X trying to ride off this momentum, shake off what happened in the first map.
Yeah, I speak Groot here. It's
from Vision. Doomed, of course, looking for an opportunity to go into that back line. Into the Butterflies ready to go, but the Supernova is going to be activated from both ends at the same time. The Meteor now coming in to find itself on the other side of the Fire Tornado while Betty put into position. The Fate of both worlds, no Meteors found, and Hydra, when everyone was busy, tries to wrap around and use the Eye of Agamotto.
A mirror matches of ultimates, but also executions. There was nothing done across the board. They Dogman again trying to get that ultimate in the sky for that meteor in, but it did miss. The torch narrowly getting away as Doom also not connecting. There's so much happening in terms of ult with none of them connecting, but Impunity looks to change that as he gets the 1, 2, 3, 4 piece. Make it 5.
I was gonna say, it's kind of hard to miss.
Ricky. Fantastic job there from Impunity.
It's very deep. I could understand everything. You know, it's almost like pressure there before they're forced to drop down, and SHROUD-X are just trying to get through the car wash at this point, playing off the low ground here as Aurora does have that meteor available. Hydron's got the Eye of Agamotto, maybe trying to set up, coming in from the high ground here, as Shroud, though, are going to be able to answer back with the Eternal Bond just to allow them to stay alive right through the Invisible Boundary. And here comes the Eye of Agamotto, going to be able to find 3. Vision the first to go down. Dogman meets him back in the spawn. Impunity then has a deal from the other side here, too. And Nightmare just able to re-stabilize. Literally the car wash there. Just gonna take their time extra hard to make sure the trees are squeaky clean to avoid the goddess of death. Have all ultimates available. They haven't needed to utilize it just yet, but around this fruit wall, there's nowhere to run. Aurora's stuck. You can't go anywhere, and no one can even shoot at the fruit walls because the whole team is being pressed by Dogman. Here comes a strangling prison, the Eye of Akamoto, but it's like a shish kebab with the way that NTMR is fallen.
Every single ult's on the screen at once. If you know what's happening, you're lying. It's a whole color show as we've got Coachella with the Luna Snows behind, the tornadoes in the sky, and Vision now trying to make way, get the picks needed. Nuck, though, getting a one, not one, but two, and that could do it. They get the point and win.
Said it looks like Coachella now, and making those adjustments, I just feel like we saw such great follows between the group. Dogman too, in terms of positioning. I feel like that last point, once you have to get through that bridge, through that car wash.
Great answer. Maybe that's why we saw Impunity switch over, even though Strange can struggle as well, but still not a bad pick there. C4, though, getting that pick on Vision and getting rid of that triple Vanguard play. We saw triple Vanguard before. Teams like to push up so they get multiple chances on this point, but that allows the other team to build up that old charge, and Micah's doing just that.
Yeah, SHROUD-X has the rocket and they have the Sia, but they already used up that BRB once Vision was the first to fall, which means Impunity couldn't take it back.
Play from him. Getting a little portal action here for SHROUD-X as they jump right back into the team fight. Doom now taking over that torch role, just showcasing how flexible this entire team is. Vision on Thing is crazy to me, to be honest. I love the triple Vanguard, but just this man's talent on this is kind of crazy. But there it is. We got Hydra trying to get the pick, and it's not the same as those Agamottos.
Literally just swinging in as the triple Vanguard attempt we're currently seeing from SHROUD-X. You answer with C4 having that Omega Hurricane, and now it's forced out Fate of both worlds as C4 just gets shut down the moment you peek around that next corner.
Yeah, awesome ultigonomy for SHROUD-X right now. Fidel on point there with the Fate of both worlds.
Test that of Doom.
Yeah, like what they have here in there. One in the arsenal. All you need is that big Wolverine hit, but there's the Agamotto happening, and it's not from Hydron, but the other way, and it doesn't. Hydron took it personally. He got rid of that Strange immediately.
Agamotto literally just went blind right there. He couldn't do anything. Juker now coming in, gonna be able to get the kidnap off of Videl, who was already one shot, by the way.
That's my thing. All right, get out of here.
It's about statements, man. Immediately off the play here, and now the Magneto ultimate, the Meteor, trying to find its mark. Juker juking right back to his team, though. Nice safety around that next corner to stay alive.
That's the same spot that Dogman did it like earlier with that Magneto. I'm telling you, it's like his weakness, this one spot of the map. As we have the shields up, Doom, though, getting rid of Juker is going to be a big pick they need, but Hydra can't even make the difference. He has great ult potential, but unfortunately, these Vanguards, they're beefy, they're chunky, and they do not go down easily as Doom takes out Micah, and Impunity trades with C4.
Because Doom is just wrapped around them. They have the strategist ult to help them stay alive between the Fate of both worlds as well as the Eternal Bond.
Here comes the Silent Assassin as well. Impunity, there it is. I was waiting for the lineup. And we've got the skies opening up, and Fidel getting rid of making it clear skies here in Araco as the big pick is going to open up tonic clobbering time, and the tanks fall down and take it with ease. What is going to be map number 2, SHROUD-X making it 1-1.
I said, this time I don't need to land this meteor on anything because we've cleared the point already.
Both defense and offense-wise, numbers, all of it, 1-1.
It's also like, I feel like Araco just plays such a heavy part into that too. Just playing out that terrain so well, especially in that first point. And the triple Vanguard really helping them out.
Yeah, look at us. We have multiple cards up their sleeve, right? You get rid of one, and in this case, you get rid of Impunity's Groot, and guess what? He's got something else potentially. We saw that with Juker and Adam, and now on Torch. As we lock back in, same bands, same pick, same map, and these teams are ready to go here as we look at what is locked in. We've got a little bit of a fly comp here with C4th and Juker. I like the Venom potential play too, here too.
Of course, when you want to rock Penny here on the defense, really helps out, especially in that narrow passageway. But Hydron's already making the next move with the portal behind SHROUD-X.
Yeah, Impunity back on Magneto, so he doesn't have access to Groot, and they're taking the fight right to them. And oftentimes, you got the portal to use kind of as a pseudo wall, you know, typically to go high ground and competitive ladder here. Nope, you're going to go right on the point. Impunity, though, is going to get that pick immediately on on Sleep, taking out the strategist to start the fight, while we have the skies open up for Juker, trying to get a pick early.
Oh, taking a good amount of pressure here. Hydron does get the trade onto Infinity, but Nook then gets Aurora. That's 2 out for Nightmare, and the portal play is sent right back to the spot.
Direction. Juker here trying to get a pick in the sky, pushing the team back. And we've got Spider Time, one of the ultimates in the game that don't make a crazy impact, but right here, going and trying to dance on top of the strategist.
If you can force out a Fate of Both Worlds, it can be nice here, but the Magneto Meteor landing its mark on the bullseye onto Nook here. Can see if Impunity can do the same thing. It nearly gave by the haircut over Vision. Deals the final blow here onto C4. Call it for everyone. It's a Vision Thanksgiving feast, clearing out the table off Dance of Butterflies. Hydron waiting to get into position. They're waiting for it with the way that they're also holding these different split angles.
Yeah, if Doom can get a pick here before the strategist ults are online, that would be major. He's going to go in for the Dance of the Butterflies, and he's going to establish at least some pressure and space perfectly to protect the Juker in the sky. That's what I'm talking about. Great coordinated play there. Hydron has been waiting, itching, thirsty for the Agamotto. Going up, landing down, not seeing the opportune time quite yet. Impunity up in the sky, gets the connection on Sleep and puts her to sleep.
Oh, off the invisible boundary that gets shut down. Now the Fate of Both Worlds just to make up without the Invisiwoman. This is to start the engagement, but this also gave so much time for SHROUD-X to rotate through their own ultimates. Doom finds Juker. Hydron then trades that against Vision here, still leaving 4 alive as Sleeping makes her way back.
It's tug of war, back and forth, trade ins and out. We have 22 seconds from that point. There's only halfway. We're trying to get in. Dogman's trying to get into this point and try to stall things with Spider Time. Again, one of Rival's most, I would say, underwhelming ultimates. But Nightmare gets that cap. Oh, no!
Wait, right beforehand? Oh my god, okay, yeah, just, I mean, used up, you know, at the very end.
Ooh, a portal placement trying to happen right away. You're gonna have, are they taking the fight? They taking the fight right to them? This is chaos. Look at that, the objective just trying to move through the portal. Unfortunately, that'd be kind of sick if it could go through the portal itself. It cannot though, ladies and gentlemen, as we have Hydra now taking the fight right to him. And we've got the Dance of the Butterflies backline. Once again, not getting those connections. Doom finding the good opportunities, but not landing the final hit.
Can't get it, but at least here on the other side, Juker with the rest of Nightmare come out on top on finding Dogman. This forces them back, and that was after Dogman had made the swap off the Penny 2 to the Doctor Strange. Aurora now gonna find Nook following up, and that's gonna be another team fight with Dogman. Having some of that with Fidel slowly approaching that Fate of Both Worlds to the next interaction here. Here comes that final judgment, but this time from C4. Nightmare have way more ultimates to work with, but you have to, that meter just blows up in his hand. Put that thing away! As Doom falls afterwards, the follow-up from Juker, adding an extra, more damage coming. The pressure, Aurora now having the meteor doesn't find it smart. Sleepy is able to jump away in that invisibility after using the invisible boundary here, and Vision still being the menace, going up, wrapping around Nightmare, but there's just too much now before SHROUD-X have to worry about the Eye of Agamotto used up on Nightmare, and now with just Micah dancing around on the other side of the point, it's a quick stagger. Don't have any strategist ultimates to try to negate this though, wrapping around with just less than 5 seconds on the clock. Desperate times call for desperate measures now as Nook also activates the Eternal Bomb, but the first one to go out is Hydron, and with no answer to the Dance of Butterflies, they fall like flies.
Oh yeah, they just ate that up. That was absolute beautiful execution there at the end for SHROUD-X, getting what is a marker, just classic. I'm telling you, Penny's almost better out of the ult. It's just such a devastating, the mines, all of it. But yeah, what do we think is going to switch up here as the extra shields with some animation canceling to boot here as they're looking for Doom? He found Doom. Great eyes there, but we have the internal bond coming from Nook to open things up.
That's a difference maker, because having that Eternal Bomb first before you have Sleep or Micah with any of their strategist ults is what matters. And look how quickly SHROUD-X have now taken the point.
Yeah, Rivals is just such a game of momentum. And after that second map, I just saw SHROUD-X with the
Dogman's also about to get the Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, we're going to have to see Nightmare really pull off the stops without using too much. And here comes, we have Hydron with the Agamotto. He does get the connection, but unfortunately, Fidel coming with the dance and keeping everybody alive as the pressure comes, and they respond with their own Agamotto. The 1, the 2, the pop, and Sleep goes down.
Did not get caught in all of that. Fidel keeping SHROUD-X in this fight. Vision to clean up the rest on aisle 3, finding Aurora, finding Micah, following up afterwards.
Here. Love what they've got. They're going to close off potential the portal right here. They're looking for what path they're taking, and I think they know it. They're going to put the portal there to block that path, which is massive.
Oh, and wasting more time, giving the opportunity for SHROUD-X to close up this gap and also funnel them into that one corridor over to the left.
Oh my gosh, as this is the last bit, the point going 0.99M for the advancement, for the loss. Vision gets the trade with C4 taking him down. The boundary is up, but Sleep takes out Vision. Nuck trading too. Dogman, this is it.
No strategist left from NTMR. SHROUD-X have the advantage. Yes, Juker is flying around the skies, does find Doom, but has no sustainability. The Eye of Agamotto coming in from the heavens from Hydron. SHROUD-X, though, now even if they find themselves falling here, Dogman, being the last one alive, still finds Hydron and having the reset available with Fidel as they try to reapproach.
Now in the back, trying to keep Dogman alive. He's got the Agamotto off, but the last minute push, they get the stagger on Micah. This is it. There's 3 minutes on the clock, but right now they're playing to perfection. Dogman trying to finish it out. Spell victory for his team or not get staggered as we've got the tornadoes coming in from Juker.
All the stall, though, at the perfect time for the Supernova to at least have something here. Juker then finding Doom. The dance off too. Fate of both worlds activated from Fidel. Out SHROUD-X. Trying to play split up, having to disengage out. Yes, you have the time. The music picks up, and so does their hearts, because the way now that NTMR is holding on to the point on defense, you know they were sitting on the edge of those seats.
Yeah, and it's like they're looking to it made sense, you know, trying to clutch it up at the very end. Now they got to rebuild, but Nuck is ready. They're going to get that internal bond. They just did this with. There's the co-op time coming. You've got the Luna Snow and Vision. Can he get the picks needed for the win?
He was getting melted, though. It was Aurora tethering it, preventing that out heal from coming through, taking out the biggest problem from SHROUD-X. They lose out Fidel next, and the scales are literally tipping right now as we say bye to the strategist from NTMR. Doom being able to get the harassment on the backline. Joker still, though, being a problem, while the rest now from NTMR holding the front line C4 with the judgment.
It's Dogman again on the point. They got the invisible boundary out, but then they finished the job. Wasted the ultimate. Doom, though, did get that pick there on C4. Can he get another one? Yes, he does. Doom going for 3 to try to get the win. It's only 2 on the point as the team stagger in, but the point is closer for NTMR to get its players inside this map for contention. 1 minute on the clock. Juker going to get eliminated, but Doom, no, is unable to get the finish on the job, and in trade, he's eliminated.
Micah being able to keep Juker alive, so crucial, was trying to get isolated by Doom, then Doom trying to approach from that slight hybrid high ground to that low ground before trying to contest around the next corner.
Yeah, this is massive. They're actually building up ult charge both. Micah now is going to be online with the Fate of both worlds, but Nuck is going to start off with the Eternal Bond. Vision about to have the final judgment. We're going to see everything come out. The last fireworks, every button pressed, every ability used to advance. Vision gets the first pick there on a big one. Hydron. We have both final judgments coming out at the same time, Vicky.
Both judgments and Hydron being out first means that he cannot build into the Eye of Agamotto. This is even better if you're looking at SHROUD-X. Judgment having the Eye of Agamotto, the follow-up, the combo from Doom and the Dance of Butterflies. You get the desperate portal. He touches it on time, but the rest of his team have fallen. It's really only Aurora and C4 coming out of the spawn room gates.
Only Hydron portal at the end. Fidel, though, with the finish and victory, has a name, and her name is SHROUD-X. What an insane effort from both teams. If you're NTMR, you're just hard crushed. It was right there in reaching distance, but SHROUD-X, they win it, and they look dominant there, but great defensive performance as we take a look at the final stats. Oh, my good gosh. Vision, you're insane.
Vision, you're actually, what? 15 final hits?